Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Vorse. A little over 100 years ago, Pope Leão XIII, the same Pope, by the way, who composed the prayer to St. Michael, released an encyclical that is truly profound. It's entitled Sapientiae Christianae, which translates to Christian Wisdom. We've attached a link to it on this page and highly suggest you read it. Its focus is the responsibility and duty of Catholic action in relationship to the state and in the face of opposition from the culture. Given the way Obama is conducting himself with regard to the Catholic truth these days, this encyclical is really a blueprint for us today. Written at the close of the 19th century, it is a perfect template for the political life of Catholics at the dawn of the 21st century. We were so impressed with this and its timeliness for us today that we're going to spend a couple of episodes digging into it. Barely one page into it, Pope Leo lays it out quite clearly. Quote, "An incredible multitude of men is in danger of not achieving salvation, and even nations and empires themselves cannot long remain unharmed, since when Christian institutions and morality decline, the main foundation of human society goes together with them." That's from paragraph 3. Yep, as you've heard us report here before, quoting great thinkers, when civilizations disappear, they follow a certain path. First, morality evaporates, then economies implode, and lastly, governments collapse. He speaks quite directly to and about Catholics in these kinds of situations. Quote, "We deem it expedient in this letter to define more in detail the duties of the Catholics, inasmuch as these would, if strictly observed, wonderfully contribute to the good of the Commonwealth. It cannot be doubted that duties more numerous and of greater moment devolve on Catholics." So His Holiness addresses the matters of our day, in an urgent and direct manner. It is an act of consummate wickedness to break the laws of Jesus Christ in order to yield obedience to earthly rulers, or, under pretext of keeping the civil law, to ignore the rights of the Church. That from paragraph 7. One should be ready to suffer all things, even death itself, rather than abandon the cause of God or of the Church. And then Leo becomes even more clear, if that's possible. Quote, "If the laws of the state are manifestly at variance with the divine law, containing enactments hurtful to the Church, then truly to resist becomes a positive duty, to obey a crime. And further, if laws of men contain injunctions contrary to the eternal law of God, it is right not to obey them." What's the motive Pope Leo gives for this Catholic response to political attacks against the faith from government leaders? Quote, "It is, as we have said, the office of the Church to undertake the defense of truth and uproot errors from the mind, and this charge has to be at all times sacredly observed by her, seeing that the honor of God and the salvation of men are confided to her keeping." That from paragraph 14. And realizing that this is tough and demanding and may cost a person everything he or she possesses on this earth, up to and including their lives, he states emphatically, to recoil before an enemy or to keep silence when from all sides such clamors are raised against truth is the part of a man either devoid of character or who entertains doubt as to the truth of what he professes to believe. In both cases, such mode of behaving is base and is insulting to God, and both are incompatible with the salvation of mankind. And in a call to arms, he reminds the stalwart Catholic to be manful, quote, "Very frequently by such display of courage, our enemies lose heart and their designs are thwarted. Christians are, moreover, born for combat, whereof the greater the vehemence, the more assured God aiding the triumph." Attacks are being launched against the Church in the United States and the rest of the formerly civilized world in the forms of laws and government programs that promote vice as virtue and evil as good. The Church stands against these laws, like Obama's sprint to enshrine homosexual sex as a protected status and his denial of Catholics of opting out of morally evil aspects of his health care law. Whispers are becoming increasingly loud that to oppose these will be tantamount to committing a federal crime. More on all this and Pope Leo's wise counsel in tomorrow's Vortex. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.
Please help us keep delivering these kinds of messages that so desperately need to be heard and acted on. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber. Become immersed in the faith established by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church is the only hope against evil because that is its God-given mission. As our Lord said, apart from me, you can do nothing. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber and come to learn and love Christ more deeply.